my name is Yeti. You're welcome to another episode on GOA Talent Network. Today we have a very special guest, fondly called Dayo Bello. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor.
Thank you. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, my name is Dayo Bello, God's gift. I'm a worshiper, a singer, a writer, and I'm a minister of the gospel, I can say. That's what I can say. Yeah.
Okay, when you say you're
I'm
a
a
writer,
husband as well,
husband, okay.
and a father.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
Two.
Two. A
Yeah.
boy and girl, or
A boy and a girl, and that's it.
ages?
One is almost 3.
He's actually thinking about.
Yeah, one is almost 3, and one is 5 months. Yes, that's
5
it.
months. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not been that long then.
No, not been that long. So.
Okay, so how was it for you being a father? What was the experience like?
Well, it changed. It gave me a different perspective of life. You know, before you just work for yourself and you do everything. You don't even work. You can leave the house while you're traveling and not worry about what's happening at home. But now, before you travel, before you even take any engagements, you got to think, okay, your kid and everything. So while you're doing everything, you think about your family, you think about your wife, you think about, you have to make sure they're happy, the education aside, and you have to think, okay, I have to do something that they won't do as well.
Yeah.
You know, things like that, so.
Okay, so what would you say defines you as a worshipper? What would you say is your genre of music?
Oh, wow. What defines me? I'm not the R&B singer.
Right.
You know, I can tell you that I'll give you an example. Dietrich Arden is an R&B side of the gospel.
Right.
William McDowell is a worshiper. I would say I'm on that kind of side of a worshiper, like where we can get on the stage and just minister songs, you know. Yeah, not the some people, not the, you know, when you get to church nowadays, we can say, okay, somebody's special number singers.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not that. I'm more of a live worshiper. I just create an atmosphere and exalt God and magnify God, and yeah, that's what I do.
Looking at most of your videos, it could be said that you have something pretty similar to that of Muyiwa. Have you ever been told you sound like him, or or is he your mentor by any chance?
Wow, well, he's somebody I look up to. I definitely do look up to him, but sound like him? Well, I guess we're in the same kind of genre because he's more of a worshiper as well. Yeah. He's not the, you know what, like I said, yeah. So, and obviously the live recording that you saw, the Resurrection Praise Project that is out there, everybody sees. We got was inspired. One of the inspiration was when I saw him did his own Declaring His Love as well. He did a live recording Declaring His Love. He did. So I just thought, okay, you know what? We've always heard that Americans are the ones that can do the live recording and make it come out good and stuff. So we thought, hold on a minute, we can do it here. And I decided, even though people told me you're crazy, the money was too much and stuff, but we got it and we did it and it came out good. So Muyiwa is one of those people that have really inspired me. Okay. Yeah.
So what kind of audience do you write your songs?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What kind of audiences do you aim to reach out to? Would you say mostly Black, African, or do you actually choose what kind of audience, or you just write?
I just get inspired. There's a song that everybody sings, most churches sing now. It says, "Jesus, you were beautiful beyond description." That song is very powerful, and we've had Song said they love the song, so it's more of a white side as well, the Caucasian side. So I don't really write for Africa. I can do African. The good thing about what I do is I can switch. I can do the normal African praise. I could do the contemporary side. I can do the worship side. So I try my best to sing in a lot of languages. I can sing a lot of languages.
What? How many languages?
Wow, I don't even know. I can count. Ghanaian. Ghanaians will say Asida. Zimbabweans will say Tatenda. South Africans will say Ziabonga. The French will say Jehovah tu es le plus grand. Who else again? What other language? The Chinese will say Sisine. Thank you. Russians will say Spasiba. What else? What other language? The Igbos will say Odiroye Dikagi. Hausa will say Nagode. Yorubas will say Talaba Fiowe. Benin people will say Uwe say Baba. What other language is there? What other languages are there?
You've definitely impressed us with your vast level of...
Because of the fact that I travel a lot with quite a lot of churches and stuff, you got to learn, because most churches sometimes is, you know, let's be sincere, we call it international church, but sometimes when you get to some church, there's like love, a nation there, maybe South Africans, maybe Ghanaians. Maybe. So you got to learn to, in order for you to be able to minister in quite a lot of places, you have to learn everybody's language. So when you get there, you can really, really minister to them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So where would you say the journey started for you? How did you get into gospel music?
Well, I used to be a drummer.
Okay.
My brother was the main praise and worship leader. That was in London as well. And then he moved back to Nigeria.
Right.
And when he moved back to Nigeria, the church couldn't find anybody to take over from him.
Wow. Was he that good then?
He was very good.
Right.
He's still good. He's the music director for Winners Chapel now in Nigeria.
Okay.
So, and the pastor then now approached me and said, you know what, you're always with him. You're his brother. Why don't you do it? I was like, well, who's going to play drums? They said, well, you can try it. So I started playing drums. I was playing drums while I was leading praise and worship.
Wow.
So that helped the vocal cards and stuff, even though I messed up sometimes. You know, I used to play drums and leading the praise and worship. There was nobody. And that's how I started.
So do you play the drums now, or you'd still?
I try. I've got quite a lot of drummers, but I try my best to play drums.
So what would you choose if you were to choose praise and worship or just drums? You'd have to choose one.
I have to choose one. The drum side, you can hide from the whole people. But then again, I love drums. Drums are hot bit. But I just love to exalt God. Yeah, it's leading praise and worship is actually.
So if you were to choose praise or worship, what would you choose?
Whew, I don't even know.
You called yourself a worshiper.
I can get on the stage and I'll do anything. I can tell you. Let me tell you a little secret. My singers and my instrumentalists can tell you. I mean, most people can tell you. Before I get on the stage, sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I can do 5 hours rehearsals and stuff, but I don't let that define what I'm going to do on the stage. Okay. Before I get on the stage, I don't even know. Once I collect the mic, I just open my mouth and Lord, just fill my mouth. I don't know what song, so my singers are always ready that, okay, this guy can sing anything.
So what would you say defines you as a singer? And why did you choose gospel? Why are you not singing something else?
Okay, I'll give you an example. There was a time where I had opportunity to work with this guy called JJC.
JJC. 419's crew.
419 crew. When they were still 419 crew. There was a guy called Bola Mogaji. He was my lecturer in university then. Okay. And I think he was managing them or something. And at that time, he found out that I can sing as well. I sing in churches. So he was trying to encourage me, okay, well, there's no money in church. Why don't you go out and do this stuff? So he now invited me to Skills, JJC's studio in Borough, I remember then. So when I got there, I don't think I can say this on the camera. So when I got there, the things that I saw, I just knew it wasn't, like, oh God. Maybe because the way I grew up in church. I'm a church boy. I've always been a church boy in my life. So what I saw that they were doing and stuff, I thought, not me. I can't be inspired with this. And from then on, I just.
So you've not had any tempting offers?
No. I see people that make money through it and stuff. Quite a lot of people have told me, why don't you just go and do this? You can, because on the stage, you say what defines me on the stage? I'm crazy. I don't stand in one place. One thing I know is I can go crazy in terms of.
So you're the kind of tightrope, hopping everywhere.
Hopping everywhere. I control the drums, control the keyboard, control the singers, and jump around and dance and stuff. So, energy. When you're talking about energy, that's what I bring.
Energy, wonderful. And where would you say God meets you at the point of your need? What's your testimony behind what you do?
Wow, a lot of testimony. I'm a walking testimony. Wow. If I was to start now, I mean, a great example is I used to serve rice in parties.
Okay. As a waiter?
Well, if you call that waiter.
Or is that a polished name?
That's even a polished name because waiter is even nice in a restaurant, isn't it? Yeah. I used to serve party rice, like jollof rice and stuff. I used to clamp tires.
Wow. Did you ever get beat up whilst clamping somebody's tire?
No, but I got beat up. I got a rich man. There was one rich man. I went for one party the other time to serve rice, and that was the last day. A table wanted a drink. You know how we Nigerians are. A table wanted a drink, and I was the one running the party that day for the people that serves. So I said, okay, I'll serve you. But that other table wanted a drink after that, but they asked first. So I served them, not knowing that the man on the other table was one of those rich Nigerian oil guys, and he got angry that I served that other table. And I started saying sorry. He said, do you know I own you? Who are you? Do you know who I am? And before I knew it, he poured drink on me. I cried that night. I went up to the back and cried. I said, Lord, what's all this? And I said, I'm never going back again.
So you're saying you didn't react like a Nigerian man?
No, I couldn't.
Like a normal Nigerian man would
couldn't.
act?
I couldn't because I was too young then. I couldn't because I just thought, Lord. I went back, I just went to the back and I said, Lord, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. And
I'm never going back. I didn't go back. And, you know, I've got a lot of testimony. I mean, me standing here is a big testimony. And there was a time I didn't have any place to stay but phone booths.
Wow.
So...
And what was the transformation process from the phone booth to the guy on stage who's looking all polished and very clean now?
And everybody seeing me on TV and stuff.
Yes.
So
what was that turning point for you?
The turning point was a friend of mine called Ajibola Oladiran. Was in the same school as me. When I didn't have anywhere to stay and he found out that I resorted to phone booths, he went home to tell his mom and dad. And they called me, Pastor Reverend Oladiran. He was the head of the Baptist Church, the whole Baptist church in UK then. Called me and said, aren't you the boy that sings? I said, yes, sir. I was told you don't have a place to stay. I said, yes, sir. I said, well, do you mind staying in my house? I was like, what's the catch? He said, as long as you promise to train my choir. I was like, then the word came. He said, your gifts
will make way for you.
Make room, not even way, room, because I got a room to stay in. I was like, wow. Okay, fine. Yeah. And you know what? I used that room and that address to start applying for jobs. Because if you don't have a place, you can't apply. Certainly. And that's what changed. So I started singing in the choir, helping them out and stuff like that. And that's how everything changed for me.
Okay. So what word do you have for anybody out there who's into gospel, either got a gift or a talent of any sort, and they're considering compromising or just doing what the world does? Because obviously the world would always offer more money. What bit of inspiration, what word do you have for them? Well,
I can only advise people and tell them, if God has called you, go for it. Because he always makes a way. And most of the time, I mean, you have to understand that people will come and tell you this and tell you that. Well, money is there. Money is there in the world. But I can tell you something, money will finish. Relationship lasts longer. If you have a good relationship with God, he will send you helpers and helpers of destiny. And I mean, you sit in some places that, one thing I always tell people, okay, the ones that have got millions and doing it in Nigeria or America or whatever, they sleep in one bed. They have one house, but you don't actually know. I've been able to meet some of them. I know most of them are going through lots of problems. You know, so our advice, if God has called you, he will make a way. Just be patient, but not just patient and sit down and fold your hands. You have to work at it. Yeah. You have to really, really work at it, and you have to take bold steps. If you're not willing to take a risk, you can never make it in life. The live recording we just did, it was a big risk. When we did a draft and we saw the budget was running into tens of thousands, my wife told me then, Dayo, people will laugh at you. If you mess up, where are you going to find them? I said, God will find. My father told me, create a need and I'll fill it. He said he'll meet my need at the point of everything. So I said, okay, you know what? God will meet my needs. And before we knew it, people were coming to help. People were paying money towards it. People were saying, we'll surprise you. At first, people told me to make it a Gates stuff. Yeah. And when I said yes, because I saw the money. Oh, yeah, we can make a gated event. And God told me, I didn't call you to entertain. Entertainment is for gated events. A worship event, a praise night, all my concerts are always free. Because he said, then you have time. You can always do whatever you want to do. When people pay for something, they expect entertainment. But when you didn't pay and you're coming in, I can do whatever God wants me to do. Okay. So, I didn't owe anybody. God paid for everything and has always been.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So what word would you say you have out there for anyone who thinks they need to charge and make it a gated event?
The way God has called me is different from the way God has called them. True. If God has told them to charge, then that's fine. Everybody's for themselves, you know. You have to understand that. So I can't say, well, they should not do gated. If that's their belief, you know, everybody's level of belief is way, way different. I can tell you that I have a belief that God will make a way. Most of the time, the reason why people do gated events is because they want to make the money back. I don't want to make the money back because I know the money will come. But that's my level of faith. Some people don't have that kind of faith to say, oh, wow, I know I'm going to make the money back. So I can't advise them, and I can only advise them on my own principle and what God has told me. What God has called you for is different from what God has, you understand? So I can't really tell anybody else not to do gated events. Sometimes they invite me for a gated event concert. I go there, minister, and I get paid for it, you understand? Yeah. So I can't tell them not to. But on my side, I can never run a concert and do a gated event.
Okay. So would you give us a little snippet of what to expect from you? Do you have an album coming out, or where should we look out for you next?
Well, yeah, we've got an album. We're working on something coming out. Coming in December. At the moment, we're in the process of recording something live, doing a live worship session for 45 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, myself and my team. We're doing a recording in Basel then. Okay. It's going to be towards in 3 months' time. Okay. And we might be coming out in December. Okay. Then we've got an album that we're working on. Like I said, that Shabak is working on. We've got 3 or 4 songs. Then I'll be doing a collaboration with Pastor Gabriel, Iziashi and stuff, and Shabak will be doing the music video as well for that as well. So we've got quite a lot coming out before the end of this year. Yeah. So
do you have a word out there for anybody who wants to get in touch with Shabak? Everybody seems to be mentioning the name Shabak.
Because Shabak is a mafia.
Yeah. Why is he a mafia? Why do you say he's
somebody that can destroy, and he's somebody that can make. He's a troublesome person, but he's a good guy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's here now, I'll tell you. When he was drinking Gary, we were together in the same house. Right. Yeah. He started with GarageBand. There's a software called GarageBand. One day, I mean, most people see Shabak now. Both of us, I've got a picture on Instagram actually of, it was 4 of us that started this. Myself, Shabak, I don't know if you know Franklin Braithwaite.
Yeah, the guy with the piano.
Okay, and there's a guy called Paul Ogunkoya. Okay. 4 of us we're always together. He's in Canada now. Right. Paul Ogunkoya is in Canada now. All 4 of us were hustlers. We just want to, and Shabak was the one in the studio stuff. Right. I think Frank does studio as well. Myself is the singing part. Paul is a drummer. Right. Yeah, so we were just hustling, trying to make ends meet and everything. And I remember then it was tough. I can give you one example. There was a time we went to do a remembrance concert for Damilola Taylor. Yeah. I went to minister there. I went with at least 8 people. And for you to know, when we got paid, we shared £10 each outside.
Wow. £10.
£10 each outside. And that would give you the level of... So
that's been a very low point. And
that was where we came from. Yeah.
Wow. We thank God for your life, and we thank God for where He's taking you. We definitely would keep tabs on where you're going. And thank you very much for joining us today.
Sorry, I got to say, if you're watching and you're thinking where you can get Resurrection Praise Project album is on iTunes, Rhapsody, CD Baby, Amazon, and you can contact Shabak for the live recording as well. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just official Dayo Bello. Okay. And this is Auntie Yeti. She was smiling as well. Yeah. Nice.
Thank you very much, Dayo. It was definitely a pleasure having you today. And we look forward to having more of you. And thank you very much for watching another episode on GOA Talent Network.
Yes, GOA Talent Network.